On today's Smart 7, Joe Biden soaks up Ireland's weather, Elon finds Twitter hard work and lots more. It's Thursday the 13th of April, it's National Scrabble Day, and happy birthday Peter Davison.
The Smart 7. It's news, but not the news.
Joe Biden kicked off his 4-day visit to Ireland on Wednesday. The US president's making the trip to mark the 25th anniversary of the Good Friday Agreement and to pay heritage to his Irish ancestry. His first port of call was the rain-soaked Northern Irish capital, Belfast, where he delivered a speech at Ulster University reflecting on the peace deal.
In times when things seem fragile or easily broken, that is when hope and hard work are needed the most. The Good Friday Agreement showed us that there is hope for repair, even in the most awful breakages.
While he was there, he met with UK Prime Minister Rishi Sunak to discuss America's commitment to maintaining peace in the north, as well as possible investment opportunities in Northern Ireland. Rishi says they're very much on the same page.
And I know he shares my ambition to see the institutions here back up and running. That's what people and businesses in Northern Ireland deserve. Biden's
visit comes at a time of political uncertainty in Northern Ireland. The Northern Irish Assembly has been suspended for more than a year due to clashes over post-Brexit trading protocol, and an executive can't form until the DUP agree to re-enter power sharing. But while the DUP say the US president's visit won't change their stance, party leader Sir Geoffrey Donaldson is hopeful power sharing at Stormont will resume eventually.
Well, I want power sharing to be restored on a firm foundation. That's what we're working to achieve, and I'll be taking my message to the country during the local elections and asking people to support the DUP to finish the job.
Wednesday saw Ukraine launch an investigation into a viral video which appears to show Russian fighters beheading a Ukrainian soldier. It's the latest in a series of alleged war crimes committed by Russia during their invasion of Ukraine. The video's origin is yet to be confirmed, but it's been spreading rapidly across social media this week, and Ukrainian President Zelensky says it shows what Russia's capable of.
This is a video of Russia as it is, what kind of creatures they are. We are not going to forget anything, nor will we forgive the murderers. There will be legal responsibility for everything. The defeat of terror is necessary.
In response to the video, the EU has pledged to hold war criminals to account, and Russian Press Secretary Dmitry Peskov says the Kremlin will investigate too.
First, we have to check the veracity of the video. Certainly these are terrible images, and we have to check the veracity first, and then, of course, it can be an occasion to check whether or not this is true, whether or not it took place. If it did, where, and by whom.
Junior doctors across England held their second day of strike action on Wednesday. They're currently in the midst of a 4-day walkout protesting inadequate pay and burnout. The industrial actions caused chaos in the health sector, with thousands of appointments, including some operations, having to be cancelled due to staff shortages. And while government health ministers have been tight-lipped on the matter, Sky News managed to speak to former Health Secretary Stephen Dorrell. But he says it's up to current Health Secretary Steve Barclay to fix things.
Frankly, I think it's beholden now on the Secretary of State, who's the man responsible for delivering care for patients, simply to pick up a telephone and get the conversation going.
And the picket line's in agreement. One striking doctor says it's time for Steve to pay up.
We're here because we're calling on the government to come to the negotiating table for pay restoration, fair pay for junior doctors. I think it's time that Steve Barclay listened and made us an offer.
Tesla boss, wannabe spaceman and most recently Twitter CEO Elon Musk isn't usually one for an interview, but he surprised everyone by making a rare appearance on the BBC on Wednesday to discuss his $44 billion takeover of the app. Sitting down with reporter James Clayton, he lifted the lid on mass layoffs. They were difficult, glitches on the site, they're infrequent, and hate speech on the platform. It's definitely not on the rise. He also talked about the growing pains of running the company, and well, it doesn't sound like it's been easy.
The pain level of Twitter has been extremely high. This hasn't been some sort of party, so it's been really quite a stressful situation. But, all's well that ends well.
Still to come on the Smart 7, 10-man Chelsea stumble in Spain, and Kim K talks Paris Hilton's wardrobe. Right after this. Welcome back. There was more Champions League action on Wednesday night as the second round of quarter-finals kicked off. AC Milan faced off against Serie A rivals Napoli at the San Siro and won 1-0. Meanwhile, Chelsea travelled to Real Madrid searching for their first win in over a month against the Spanish Giants, but it wasn't to be. Chelsea were 1-0 down after 20 minutes, down to 10 men after 60, and the game finished 2-0 to Real. It leaves them with a mountain to climb next week at Stamford Bridge, but interim boss Frank Lampard was staying focused.
So there's some good things, but the result is a reality. I just said to the players, special things can happen at Stamford Bridge. They're a very good team, but we have to believe.
Have you ever wondered what Kim K did before she became famous for being herself? Well, James Corden found out in an episode of The Late Late Show this week, which saw him become the Kardashians' personal assistant for the day. Turns out Kim's got some PA experience herself for fellow celebrity Paris Hilton, and she opened up to James about being Paris's closet organiser.
Her closet was wild, but you'd be going through things, and she would have diamond necklaces like shoved in a drawer, and she wouldn't even know. And she always had like a change of clothes in her purse, and she would be totally comfortable with me saying this.
Silent movie stars might have become a thing of the past, but that's all set to change with Charlie Day's new feature film Fool's Paradise, which hits cinemas next month. It marks the directorial debut of the It's Always Sunny in Philadelphia star, but Charlie will also feature in front of the camera. He'll be taking on the role of the Fool, a non-verbal man just released from a mental health facility who ends up becoming an accidental film star. We've got so many questions, but the trailer's just dropped, so get listening to this.
The phone is not ringing.
Don't worry, pal. I'll get us back on top.
I know you think what's been happening to your career is accidental. Everything is by design.
Who are you really, Latte Pronto?
You've been listening to The Smart 7. We'll be back tomorrow at 7 a.m. Hit that follow button and have a great day. Give us 7 minutes, we'll give you the world.